I am Lynne Mayocole. I'm a sculptor, and I was also very affected by the realization of the pandemic, as were my studio mates, Brian and Sam. So our first decision was that we would make flowers that we could mail to people in nursing homes and other friends who were all alone. And so we did, and these are some of the flowers that we made. We made many, many, many of them. We mailed many, many, many of them. They all had little feet so that they could stand up afterwards. And it was our attempt to create some kind of pleasure for people who were otherwise very, very affected, and in some cases dying with the pandemic. That didn't seem enough somehow. As it got worse and worse and more people died, the flowers seemed not enough to really express what was going on. And so I dedicated my show at Ceres Gallery to those who were gone. In creating images that express my feelings about remembering the gone in the pandemic, I ended up doing several different approaches, one of which was this, doing small images of skulls to represent the very many we no longer have with us. I also did a chain series of me, actually, as a cast of my head at the top, having a nightmare of all the very many people that we lost all over the world. In addition, I did a series of small drawings that are actually their ink, and they all have different aspects, I think, of what I was feeling and thinking at the moment. This one, of course, is the visitor, and we know who that is. And then each one expresses some different aspect. This is hidden, this is one in the bedroom, this is Mr. Ha-Ha, this is alone, a kind of like abstract figure with a background of skulls. Then there was white rain, black rain, too many to count, a little very tiny figure in a coffin. And finally, this one is actually a kind of homage to a series that Andy Warhol did in the late 60s and 70s, which a lot of people don't seem to know, but they were prints of a room with an electric chair in it. And I did the room, but replaced it with a ventilator. Actually, below all of these pieces is the very first one I did when I was getting ready for this show. And it was an accordion book of skulls that I was thinking of them as baseboard pieces, but they're a little bit higher than that. And again, each one is a different kind of homage in my mind to all the many people that are no longer here. Then I had two freestanding pieces. This one happens to be Dither, and Dither is trying to figure out which way to go now that our lives have been so changed. So, lots and lots of different faces, trying to figure out where we go now. In many ways, this was kind of my closing piece for the show, although that is not chronological because I'd actually done it earlier, but I call it Hope. And of course, it's a skull clamping firmly on a rose, and perhaps an indication of something that will come out of all of this for us as human beings.